Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning. Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Amanda Gumbert. She's with the University of Kentucky Extension Water Quality Specialist there. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Joanna.
Well, you're here today to talk about something that it seems like we've been talking about for a long time, but for some it might be their first time hearing that, and that's the Kentucky Ag Water Quality Plan.
That's right. And so we have a state law in Kentucky that says if you have 10 acres or more actively involved in agriculture or forestry, that you need a Kentucky Agriculture Water Quality Plan. And it has been around a long time. The law was passed in 1994, and it has been enforceable law since 2001. So we're getting close to 20 years of enforceable law that's on the books. But for some folks, it may be new. So especially if anybody has recently bought a piece of property or hasn't been involved in the management of the property previously, they might not be familiar with the fact that you need a water quality plan.
And it sounds really complicated.
It's not. No, it's not. And I hate that some folks feel like it's complicated. We actually have a producer workbook, and there's an image we'll put up on the screen for you. And this workbook is designed to walk you through the steps of choosing best management practices that will protect water quality. And so essentially, they're just things you're going to do on the farm really anyway, in a lot of cases, but maybe help you tweak those practices to be more efficient, hopefully save time and money, but also protect water quality and soil resources.
Absolutely. And I mean, even if you have, every time you come, it gives me a reminder that I might need to go check mine and update it, because it's not a one and done. You just don't do it. You need to refresh your memory, and they might have some new best management practices that you can implement on your farm.
Right. We review those best management practices on a regular basis. And also, if you change what you're doing on the farm, then you need to review the practices you have selected. You know, you might go from a more intensive row crop situation. Maybe you're going to switch some of that out of that row crop production and move more to pasture-based livestock, or vice versa, depending. And so it's just a good reminder to go back, look at the practices you've selected, because you do have that freedom. There's a lot of flexibility in how you develop your plan. You get to choose that as the landowner and as the farmer. But a lot of things are really practical. And the first thing we're going to say is soil testing. So get your little soil sample bag, get a soil probe, and let's go and get some soil samples. And so one of my colleagues does a lot of manure management. And so she said to me, she's like, I can't help folks if they don't give me information about their soil samples. So
absolutely. And in Warren County, our conservation district partners with us, and you can get a free soil sample voucher.
Oh, that's great.
So it doesn't even cost. Usually it's about $7, but here in Warren County, they offer that service, and it's a great service.
Right. And so with a soil sample, you can learn what nutrients are already in your soil and what things you might need to add. And you can even look at organic matter. Maybe if you're doing cover crops, which is also a best management practice and a good soil health practice. You can monitor organic matter with your soil sample. So really, this is kind of the heart of how we manage having too much nitrogen or phosphorus on your soils, and how to determine when to put fertilizer on and how much and where.
And a great example of one of those ways that we might be able to save some money by not over-applying nutrients that we really
$7 is a really good investment instead of buying a truckload of fertilizer, right, if you don't need it.
Yeah, because some people say, well, I might not need it, but it's there. But as we talked about earlier, it could be running off into the streams and the watersheds and things like that, and causing us more problems on that end.
Absolutely. And I also brought this little stick, and it can be a nice walking stick, but it's actually a grazing stick. And I have my little cow here too, that helps us to determine when we should move our livestock from one field to the next. And so we call this rotational grazing. It's just a really good practice for production. We have, with Cooperative Extension, we have grazing classes, grazing school, master cattleman classes, where our farmers are learning more and more about how to have healthier herds. But these tools help them also decide when to move animals and how they can protect soil resources by not overgrazing pastures.
Yeah, and those are things that we talk about a lot on Farm and Home, and so it's not something that's extremely complicated. It's just a time to think about how we can best manage our water quality on our farm.
Right, absolutely.
All right,
Yep.
well, Amanda, certainly appreciate the information. And
thanks.
if you have questions about the Water Quality Act, just contact your Cooperative Extension Service. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.